And when did you start talking about, when did that concern start to?
Say maybe 2 years ago, a year and a half ago.
After the election?
Well, when everything got really heated.
So after Obama was elected
Yeah.
and sworn in.
Yeah, I think so. Hard for me to remember exactly when, but you know, so we discussed it, and I said, well, there's stuff you can do. I mean, you could not do so many public events. And she says, well, no, that's, you know, that's her job, and she's very dedicated to it. I mean, I can't imagine there's, you know, anybody in Congress that works harder than she does. And I mean, she really feels it's important to, you know, let people say to her face to face what their concerns are, what they think about the job she's doing. You know, I go to a lot of those events, and sometimes you have people, and I get kind of upset with how people might yell at her, and we'd get in the car and I'd complain to her about it. And she'd say, hey, you know, people have the right to tell me what they think. And that person, you know, is her constituent, you know, as much as the, you know, person that volunteers on our campaign. And, you know, and she'd say, well, that's, you know, that's part of, you know, part of democracy. So didn't really, you know, she knew that's, and it's part of her job.
When you hear these new calls for civility,
Yeah.
what goes through your mind as you?
I think that's always a good idea, right? I mean, people should be able to disagree without getting nasty about it. And in her last campaign, there was a lot of heated discussion, and you know, it certainly, in my opinion, may have crossed the line.
Have you had a chance to give any thought to her continuing in office? Do you want her to keep this job if she's able?
Would I? Well, let me tell you this. She will make a full recovery. Just knowing how, you know, I know her really well. And she's going to come back stronger and more committed than ever. I can almost guarantee you what her first event will be. And I hate saying this. I've said it a couple times now. But I'd be shocked if the first thing she does is not Congress on your corner at that Safeway. I mean, that's the kind of person she is. So I don't think whether she continues with her career or not is. Pia, could you, or one of you guys talk to my brother?
Give him a hug.
Got it. Yeah, Mark's in an interview. Call from space.
There's a little delay. So, you know, she's going to be just as committed as ever. I just know her. So I don't think it's even a question.
Mark, has it changed your thought about commanding the shuttle in April?
Oh, it has. I mean, the next day I called my boss and said, hey, we got to come up with a plan here because I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this. So we identified the best person to be the backup in the event that I decide not to return.
Will she let you decide not to return?
Well, just like I don't have a choice whether when she returns to Congress, she doesn't have a choice in this either.
How did
So,
your
like, if I decide not to do this, you know, I could, you know.
But the training aspects of going back up, I mean, there's a big window that you have to train in.
Well, I've been training for this flight for a year and a half.
Right, but
I
I'm
know it
saying-
better than anybody else. That's why there's a lot of reasons, not only personal reasons for me why it's a good idea. There are, you know, mission success reasons and safety reasons why the best scenario is if I go back to work.
Is this the most time you guys have spent together during your marriage this past week? And,
No.
and do you ever look back at the missed opportunities in this week and kick yourself for
The missed
not having
opportunities this
not
week?
having more time previously, before this week? You guys have led busy lives.
We're very busy, but, you know, she's supportive of what I do, and I'm very supportive of what she does.
Uh-huh.
and we both recognize that it's not going to be forever. At some point, I'll quit my job, and she can continue hers, and we'll spend more time together.
What are you
So-
excited to do with her?
Hmm?
What are you excited to do together? What are the things that you like to do, and what are you looking forward to?
I'm sure she's going to want to get back on her bicycle as soon as possible. So going for a bike ride down the, what's the,
Reach River.
yeah, which one?
The Reach River pathway.
Yeah, we go down that pathway all the time on her bike, so I'm sure she's going to want to do that.
What sort of personal family support have you relied on throughout this, or religious faith, or things like that?
Well, so Gabby's rabbi comes in daily and prays with her and me, and I'm Catholic. I'm not in church every Sunday, but I've been more so lately, and I've thought a lot about it. Folks have been telling me how even my daughter Claudia was in church in Houston, that she went to with a friend. She went to Joel Osteen's church, and she was privately with Joel Osteen praying for Gabby. But we've had a lot of offers of help. I mean, it's somewhat, that's a job in itself, just managing that. Managing all the emails that I've received, of which there's probably 700 I haven't been able to open yet, and a lot of offers to help. But the biggest thing is, just the support from the people at Tucson. I mean, the memorial outside, the cards and the letters. I should go and get his name for you, but there's a 4th grader at Craycroft, I think it's Craycroft Elementary School, that there's a whole bag of cards, and this one in particular, I mean, it didn't say all that much. I mean, it just talked about he wanted her to get better, and at the end it said he had something for her. And then if you go to the back of the card, glued or taped to the back was an envelope with his lunch money in it. It's like $2 and some change, like 85 cents or something. So
This morning, we told our readers we were going to sit down with you and wanted to know some of the questions they had. And really, the biggest question everybody had is, what can they do? What do you and your family think should people react to this?
yeah, I haven't had a lot of time to think about that. But the paramedics and EMTs and the police officers and the doctors and nurses, they're all public servants, just like Gabby's a public servant. And she's always been about public service and volunteering. And I think what she would want would be, I mean, if there are people that want to help, go out in their community and do something important. Volunteer at the Tucson Food Bank. Gabby goes there, she's there several times a year, just volunteering, moving, soup into boxes, and, just stuff like that, I think, is what she would really want. Just to make, she loves Tucson. She loves this district. She likes helping people, so I think just, if they could continue in, in her spirit. And, out of those six victims, I mean, Gabby has an opportunity to recover. I mean, there's, 6 folks, including Christina Green, and Gabe, at a very young age, their lives were taken from them. And we can't get that back.
I saw you at their funerals. What prompted you to go? Were you there on behalf of her, and did you attend the other victims' funerals also?
I tried to go to all of them. One of them has not happened yet, or is in New Jersey.
Dorothy Morris.
Yes. There was a scheduling conflict with another. They were at the same time. So I've been to 3. I've been to Gabe's, Judge Rolls, and Christina Green's. And then the other one I couldn't go because Gabby was in the OR. at the time, so it wasn't appropriate for me to leave. So I would have gone to all of them if I could have. Not only because I think it's the right thing to do. I mean, you guys know my wife. What do you think she's gonna have a long list of questions when she wakes up, and when if she found out, you mean you didn't go to their funerals? So